ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing today? Let's see. Make sure everything is in order. What's going on, Philly? Smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you for joining me. Happy Monday, guys. Hey, beautiful day. Actually, it was very cold. Still a nice day, though. Lovely day. Let's see. Bitcoin looks beautiful. 106, 171, and 1 penny. And you guys were bearish. Let's refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Get a little 12-hour action going. Look at all of that liquidity to the upside. Ooh! All right. Oh my gosh, my phone is upside down. We got less than 20 minutes remaining until the daily close contest commences. 106, 394. Nope. 106, 394. Cool. And then I'm going to do this one, 106, 629. And then I'm going to do this one, 106, 941. And then I'm going to do one more to the upside. I'm going to do 107, 723. Then to the downside, I'm going to do just two of them. I'm going to do 105, 064. And then the bottom little guy right here, 103, 813. Cool. All right, so we got a lot of liquidity to the upside for sure. Philly said, "Hey JJ, thanks for streaming. You are the voice of reason inside my head." I try to be. I can't be the voice of reason inside my own head, so I try to be yours. Pickle Rick said, "What up? What's going on, Pickle Rick? Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. They just passed the bill again, back to the House because of a few amendments. Very nice." Philly said, "Gourmet, the healthcare bill, the whole damn thing." Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, "It will pass since no filibuster." They ain't gonna fill this buster. Pickle Rick 9 said, "Gourmet, what happened?" Franco said, "Pump it." Yes, we are pumping indeed. I would like to point out something. I brought this up in the Discord, and if you guys aren't there, then I'm going to bring it up here. We got a little triple bottom inverse head and shoulder potential thing here, and a neckline, and look at that. A breakout, a retest, confirmation as support, continuation of the upside. That is textbook. Beautiful inverse head and shoulder. Now that is also present on several other charts. It's definitely on ETH. Is Solana? Yeah, Solana looks good. XRP, I think. No, XRP just went straight up. I don't know why XRP is so bullish. HBAR makes sense. HBAR has an ETF going on. So, Bitcoin dominance, 59.96. Struggling to get back above 60. That would be pretty sick if it just went boop, straight down. What's going on, Reese? WF Capital said, "Yo, what's going on, my guy?" ZBCN, yes, sir. ZBCN USDT. OKX. Ooh, look at that. You got your little triple bottom action. 3602. Getting above that right now. That is a very important point of confluence. Strictly based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll call it 7, 8, 9. A ton of support and resistance throughout recent history, at least. And you're breaking above it right now. That's awesome. If you hold above that, then 41 is definitely in play for the next stop. Now this is, I'm assuming lower market cap. It moves. When this thing moves, it moves pretty hefty. So that's awesome. Billy said JJ Arrow made a nice pump. Arrow does. Oh my gosh! Holy crap! Whoa! Damn it! You know, this was down earlier. I was like, man, I should buy some. I didn't. And then it did this. Son of a bitch. I was not expecting this explosive move to the upside. Dang it. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, "Bill 5371. The entire thing passed. Very nice. ACA. Healthcare Act. Credits themselves were not extended yet. The bill only schedule a vote in December to decide on that." Pickwick 9 said, "Only thing I have that pumped is Uni." Yeah, I was looking at that yesterday. Uniswap is pumpy. And that brings back, like, memories of the previous bull market, which was exciting. Because we have not experienced a bull market yet this entire time, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Arrow looks awesome. Let me go through in order. We got ETH. Bitcoin's up 1.32% on the day, currently trading at 106, 102. Looking good. Let's get a close above 106. I'll be happy. ETH is actually down 0.32 on the day. That just depends on where it closed, though. We're holding above the 3560 and the, 3560 is actually the upper level. We're holding above that level, which is awesome. Let's get a close above 3,500, and I'll be happy with that. Our RSI is spending time above the moving average, which is exactly what we want to see. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave. It's kind of signaling some downside. We do maybe need a little bit of a cool off here, but it could also just spend the entire time up here and then, linger back down later when maybe we retrace to this 3640 level. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. As of right now, though, it looks good on the 4 hours specifically. Sol is up 1.99% on the day, currently trading at 167.78. A close above 167 and continuation of the upside would be ideal here. Same as ETH, our RSI is trading well above the moving average, which is awesome. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave, signaling some downside in the shorter term time frame, but that could be completely meaningless, which would be ideal. Close above 167, continuation of the upside. Next target would probably be 184 with like a midpoint of like 175. Keep an eye out for that. Pickwork9 said, I miss buying something for 40 bucks, then boom, it's 800. I feel that, man. I really do. Total 3. So total 3, again, we got the fractal. Now, I do want to point out, the dumpage stopped the day that we had a full moon. And after that, we started pumping. So we do need to take that into consideration. Maybe it only works in winter. I don't know. Who knows? It has started snowing here in Michigan. So that's exciting. That is completely besides the point, though. Total 3, rapidly approaching 1 trillion, which is incredibly exciting. We broke above 939, retested it, found it as support, and we are continuing to the upside. Let's see if we can get above 1 trillion next. RSI looks great. Confirmed green dot on market cipher from November 4th, just like everything else. Hopefully we're in a good spot to break above 1 trillion right away. If we don't, then maybe we get a little rejection, retrace to the midpoint around like 967, and then continue above it. We'll see. ADA is up 2.4% on the day, currently trading at 59.28. Now, we do have a break above our upper trend line. There was not a ton of confluence before. Now there kind of is. We've had a lot of reactions on the upper and lower trend line for this entire pattern, the descending channel, if you want to call it that. And we got a fake out above, a fake out below, and now we're going back above. We broke above 58, retested it as support, and have held. Now we're working our way hopefully towards 60. That's going to be my next goal. Billy said, snow too effing soon. Franco said, full moon stuff is real. I believe it, man. Our bodies are 70% water. And the moon literally controls the tides. So it's silly to say that it doesn't do anything. I'm not saying it affects the markets specifically, but people affect the markets. And I do think that the moon affects people. So do with that what you will. Gourmet Brands Brooklyn said tomorrow, Fed holiday, so government will probably open on Wednesday. The betting people are saying Thursday, so. Federal holiday, that's stupid. Billy said pickle. My fave was when Solana was $8 and then boomed to near 200. Yeah, that was a missed opportunity. I kind of feel like an idiot for not scooping some up at $8. So, ADA, let's see ADA get above 60. RSI looks great. Hold above the moving average. Red dot on the momentum wave. We'll see if that continues the downside. My apologies. My Discord is making noise. SNEK. SNEK is up 3.6% on the day. Currently trading at 21.27. I said if we lost 20, it was gonna be sad, and I was sad. But I mean, we rebounded almost immediately. So if you would have bought the bottom of that candle close, you'd currently be up 23%. Just saying. Not financial advice. RSI looks great, dancing around the moving average, red dot and momentum wave, not necessarily too overbought, so there's definitely still some room to the upside if it decides to go that way. XRP is up 6.82%. I don't know why XRP is getting so pumpy today, but I'm very, very excited about it because it's like the third most valuable cryptocurrency on the planet, so this is a good sign, in my opinion. Let's see, we got a funky inverse head and shoulder. breakout, retest, confirmation, a little M like resistance. We could not get back above 257 for some reason. Rejected, came back down, kind of played around. We got kind of like a little triangle thing going on here and broke above that. Now we're right back at that 257 mark. That is a very big resistance level. If we can get above that, then it's going to be exciting. Until then, though, we're going to keep an eye on it. We were just overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so that's something to take into consideration. We could be due for a pullback. If we do pull back, I mean, I suppose holding 250 is important, but I guess I could see a pullback to 240, because if you want to consider this triple bottom, inverse head and shoulder, whatever you want to call it, it's technically not, but if you did, the neckline would be 234. I don't know if I see it going that far down, but, you know, we've seen crazier things happen. We do have a red dot on the momentum wave, which was incredibly oversold, or overbought, I'm sorry. And, yeah, I don't know. Look for 250 to hold. If it doesn't, look for 240. And then, obviously, if that doesn't, look for 234. If all three of those get lost, then we're probably going to zero. Franco said, moon controls tide and we are 70% water. I like that, JJ. I mean, it makes sense. The Earth is also weirdly similar amount of water as well, so maybe we are all Earth. Excuse me while I go take an edible and some mushrooms. Okay, HBAR. HBAR is up 9.04% on the day. Beautiful price action out of HBAR. The ETF is paying off, pun intended. You got an inverse head and shoulder. This, I mean, it's too much of an inverse head and shoulder for me to not call it an inverse head and shoulder. Our frugal breakout target seems to have hit. Very nice. And I guess we're trying to get above 19.5 and then eventually break 20. That's what I want to see. Until then, volume looks good. RSI looks great. Red dot in the momentum wave. We'll see if that cools off for a minute. And we're good to go. Grandma Brands of Brooklyn said this is just a pre-pump. We might see another pump on the 12th SEC Crypto Roundtable. I thought last time that happened, though, it was a nothing burger. Swee's up 0.87% on the day. Having trouble getting above 223. RSI looks good. Momentum wave, red dot. We'll see if she pulls back there. I don't know. Not much to say about Sweet. I do believe in it as a project. I think it's a good accumulator for sure. I think it's probably going to make waves when the bull market does inevitably happen. Whether or not that's 2026 or, 2030. Who knows? Ondo is up 2.87% on the day. Ondo looks really good. So we had, I'm going to call it a double bottom breakout. I'm going to call it a neckline retest. Even if we do the MW, which is kind of pushing it, but it is what it is, and then you retest and continue to the upside, you broke above 67.31. Retested, confirm that as support. Can you get to 72 next, or are you going to have trouble getting above 70? Because it kind of is wicking right there. And again, this is like very micro analysis, because we're kind of zooming in quite a bit. But it does look good. It looks good. Let's get above 70 and see if we can break above 72. Waterfly is reminding everybody to press the like button. He recently had a birthday, so if you don't press the like button, then that is blasphemous. So please do so. Arrow still continuing to surprise people, including myself. I like the double bottom touch of that 7603 level. I do. We got 1, 2. Is that Adam Eve? That actually looks very Adam Eve. And I would call the neckline of the Adam Eve. Actually, I would call it this 120. We are above that 122 right now. So if we close the daily above 120, I think there's definitely a ton of potential. You got a confirmed green dot on market cipher at the Pico low right here at that 7603 close. So, I mean, that kind of gave away your pump right there. And breaking into a God candle right at the very tippy top of that, 13%, that's pretty significant. The daily probably looks awesome for this. Yeah, look at that. Come on. Are you kidding me? Like, how are you not going to buy that? Now it's probably, who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. It's probably going to keep going up. What if I said JJ has a birthday 1 time yearly too? I do, actually. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure everyone does. I have not confirmed that, though. Drew said, hey, gang, what's going on, Drew? Picklebrick9 said, Waterfly, happy late birthday. Yeah, everybody tell Waterfly happy birthday. Yeah, let's see Arrow get above 123. I would like to close above 120. Pinlick's up 3.66% on the day, dancing around 25 cents. I guess Pinlick needs to start pumping in order for me to regain faith. I'm not going to say I lost faith, because again, it's silly to FUD something that's oversold like this, because this thing's way the heck down. So FUDding it, you'll eventually probably look like an idiot, because the price is eventually going to go up. Is it going to happen right now? I have no idea. Would I take that chance and FUD it anyways? No. Have I? In the past? Probably. With CAS specifically, yes. But let's get back to, let's reclaim 39 or 40. Let's reclaim 40, and then we'll start talking about some exciting price action. For now, it's not overbought. You do have a red dot on your momentum wave, though, so you might have to retrace the 2314, retest that breakout, and then we can start talking about further upside. Render's up 4.75%. Having trouble getting above 260. You want to close above 238 here in order to remain bullish, in my opinion. RSI looks decent. Could use a little retrace, see if you hold above that moving average. Red dot on your momentum wave. Point to the downside. Stellar is up 5.25% on the day. Broke above 29.47 finally. So you rejected 29.47. You found support at 27.62. Broke above 29.47. Rejected. I'm going to call it your midpoint in between 29 and 32. Right around like 31 or 30.8. And you're kind of dancing around that 30 level right now. Close above 30 and continue to the upside. Let's see if we can get above 32.13 next. Again, though, we are entering overbought on the 4-hour for the most part on a lot of these coins. So you might get a little more lingering up here, but eventually you are going to have to come down for a retrace, which could result in sideways price action or downward price action. So keep that in mind. Polkadot, not much. You are lingering at 333. Getting above that is going to be important. It does look like it's establishing a base to do so, though, and that's what we like to see. Hopefully, look at this. You got your deep valley, and then your like more shallow one. Deep valley, more shallow one. Is it going to keep doing that pattern? It kind of looks like it might. That'd be kind of cool. So let's get above 333. RSI looks good right now. Green dot on your momentum wave, signaling potential upside. Farcoin's up 5.21% on the day, currently trading at 33.92. Yeah, I mean, it's above the midpoint, I guess, which is what, 33-ish? 32.8. So that's good. Volume looks decent. It is Fartcoin though, so just keep that in mind. Don't bet the house on this thing. Ooh, I actually kind of like that. So you got your midpoint here at 32.6. You broke above it, retested, and hopefully you're continuing to the upside. Look for a break above 36.26 next. Drew said CAS is king. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, Philly, I'm thinking August 2026 we will see major adoption and integration. His prediction fits that schedule. Who? What did I miss? Pre-pump. We might see another pump. Oh, round table. Okay. Philly said, damn, Drew, long time no see, sir. He was here the other day. What if I said, you can say gay here, Drew? That is true. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, guys, I got to run. Mom-in-law birthday party dinner. Good luck with daily close. Appreciate you, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. Happy Monday, my friend. And happy birthday to the mother-in-law. Fun stuff. CAS is up 1.3% on the day, currently trading at 52.75. Holding above 51.78 is going to be important here. That's the level I've been talking about reclaiming for forever now, so hopefully we can just continue up from here. I really want to start to see some higher closes. Volume looks a little bit better, I suppose, but it's just the price is not doing anything for me. Avalanche is up 2.48% on the day, currently trading at 18.21. Can we get above 18.28 next? We are trying, which is awesome. Let's see. What else is good? We got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, trading well above that. That's awesome. And green dot on your momentum wave. It is about to enter overbought, but it is not yet. Philly said, JJ, you missed a question I asked. What did you ask? You said, I listened to a finance podcast earlier. Their prediction was crabbing for 6 to 12 months, then another large pump. Fact check. Possible? Absolutely. Crabbing is always possible. Just ask Drew. Drew said, yeah, he's Canadian. Same thing. Oh, is Fahid gay? I wasn't aware. Is he? Ow, dude, that hurt. Canadian is the same thing. That's kind of funny. So let's see Avalanche get above 18.28. Philly, that would actually be max pain. If we crabbed for another 12 months, people would freak out. Chainlink's up 2.82% on the day. Retested 15.83 and held, looking good. Broke out of our upper trend line. Resistance, great. Silver. Silver got very pumpy. So did gold. We got the daily close contest coming up in less than 1 minute, so get your guesses ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go to the 1 minute time frame and zoom in here. Bitcoin 106, 230 and 24 cents. Let's see. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for joining. Happy Monday. How you guys doing? 13 seconds remaining. If you are unfamiliar with the daily close contest and you wish to participate and you want to know the rules, let me know in the chat and I will go over them for you. Bottom line, you're just trying to get your guess in the chat for what you think the daily close price of Bitcoin is going to be, and you can do that now. Ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. You got 4 minutes and 55 seconds remaining for your guesses. Current rankings, we've got Tyler number 1 with 41 guesses, 41 wins. Waterfly said, you never updated me on board, JJ. Are you sure? Let me check my... Oh, I think you're right. You are right. What? Oh my gosh. You are correct. My bad. What's messed up is I just updated Tom Selleck's code last night, so dang. Thank you, Waterfly. I will get that done as soon as I'm done with the stream. That's my bad. Thank you for saying something. For the record, when I do, because I have to do like big updates to make sure that I have anyone above 5 wins on the board. So when I do that, I make sure that I just go through everyone again. So I would have caught it before the end, but I would rather get it done live. So I appreciate that. Okay, we've got Pickle-Rick9 coming in with 106,126.69. We've got Drew coming in with 106,162. We've got Giovanni Fontes, the sexiest name on the channel, with 106,189.99. Franco said, I'm going to start promoting this channel on Jordan's comments section of his static videos. I'll avoid upsetting anyone by saying, if you miss the community on live streams, some of us are on JJ. I appreciate that, Franco. Franco coming in with 105,986. I will say, money-wise, the static videos make more sense, I think. Drew said I miss crypto. Same here, dude. Same here. Let's hope that it returns to the way that it once was. I was there, Gandalf. I was there 5,000 years ago. Somehow Palpatine returned. We're just gonna start saying nonsense movie quotes. 106,086 from Mr. Waterfly. Any change? Any change at all? I'm gonna say no. All right. I think I'm about to get back in, says Drew. I've been on a long break. I like the break. Break is nice. Sometimes you need a break. Giovanni said, I just learned there used to be an inverse Jim Cramer ETF. Used to be? It's gone now? Dang it. Could you imagine that inverse Pelosi ETF? How much money those people probably owe? All the people that bought that one? Man, that'd be funny. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Drew. Look at me. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes, Drew. They're about to add a dirt bike update to DayZ. Probably early next year, but they're talking about it. Waterfly, I'm not gonna be able to update you on the board. I gotta do a bunch of shifting and stuff. You're gonna have to wait until tomorrow, my friend. JJ deserves more subs. Thank you, Franco. I think so as well. JJ thinks so. JJ agrees. Drew said it pays out too. You need them. You don't want that one. Eyes. What? What? Dude, I'm so excited. I already told my family, because we used to like make little mini bikes in 7 Days to Die, and we would get so wrecked because the frame rate would just drop, and then all of a sudden our character goes pew across the map. It's pretty funny. Waterfly said it rigged. It will be rigged for you tomorrow. Don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 57 seconds remaining on the clock to gauge your guesses in for the daily close contest. Don't forget there is a video delay, so keep an eye out in the chat. I will tell you when time's up, and then you'll hear me say it probably a couple seconds later. Philly coming in with his guess. 106,100.00. Thank you, Philly. 32 seconds. Drew said, that's my one complaint about that game. You spend so long walking in Daisy just to die. Oh, dude, we got good, man. We got good. I feel like if you play in community servers, it gets better. Ooh, Giovanni making a last second change. Interesting. Giovanni coming in with 105,000. Ladies and gentlemen, 5, 4, 3, 2. Time's up. All right, very cool. Drew, a lot of people wanted bicycles. I feel like bicycles would have been kind of cool. Also, if they made noise or something. Because can you imagine, like, you're hiding in the forest or what, and then you just hear, like, squeaking, like, and you're like, what the hell? And you see some guy on a bike in, like, full camo. That'd be funny. Drew said, pretty sunset in Colorado right now. Very nice. It is pitch black here in Michigan, and it's going to be like that every day when I leave for work, or when I leave work to come home. All right, let's get these bad boys up on the board. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button. Let's see. We've got 106, 162 from Drew Durant. And then we've got Pickle Rick 9 with 106, 126, 69. Nice. And then we've got 106, 100 from Philly. Whoops. What the hell? Now, why would that happen? And then we've got Waterfly with 106,086. And then we've got 105,986 from Franco. And then last but not least, we've got Giovanni Fontes with 105,000. Very cool. Dang, that one's way down there. Strategic sized gap from Giovanni Fontes. What if I said not 50 rule? Ooh, dang. Billy's daily close etiquette has fallen off, unfortunately. Drew said, whatever has less maintenance, probably the bicycle. That's us next month, sunset at 4 p.m. Dang. What if I said, for record, Philly cheat? Billy said, Drew, how high in Colorado are you? How is the view of the stars when it's full darkness and no moon? They have mountains in Colorado too, so they can actually get higher. Like Creed levels. Guys, we've got, oh, what in the world? Crazy candles going on here on Bitcoin. What is happening? Am I tweaking? Are you guys seeing that? Is that happening on the live stream too? What is going on? Chewy said arrow again, baby. Alright, I think we have 2 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock. I'm not entirely sure what the chart was just doing. It was literally tweaking out. Currently, Franco is in the lead with his guess of 105,986. Is Franco going to make it on the board before the end of the year? Perhaps he's going to be our first $300 prize winner. Reese came in with 9 billion or something. $9 quadrillion. The Dr. Evil number. All right, guys, we've got 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining on the clock until the daily close. Franco's still in the lead. It could be anyone's game, though. If the price dumps enough, Giovanni Fontes could take it with his very strategically sized, extra large gap. Franco's gap is also relatively large compared to Waterfly, Philly, Pickle Rick, and Drew. Technically, Drew's is the largest because it could go up infinitely above Drew. Drew is the highest number, so I guess Drew does take the cake for the largest gap, followed by Giovanni, and then Franco. Franco has the third largest gap, a cavernous gap, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. Bitcoin currently trading at 106.17. Oh, 106.29 and 11 cents. Franco's still in the lead. Is it going to pump enough to make Waterfly, Philly, Picklebrick 9, or Drew a possible winner today? We've seen crazier things happen. Uh-oh, it's getting a little dumpy. 40 seconds remaining. Anything could change. We've literally watched a God candle change the entire outcome in the last, like, microsecond. Almost. Franco's still in the lead. His target has not been hit yet. 105.986 for Franco. Bitcoin 105.997 and 2 cents. What's it going to be? 20 seconds left on the clock. Again, this is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. Is it going to close red or green right now? It is pretty dang red. 12 seconds remaining. 105.997 and 3 cents. Franco's guess 105.986. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of today's daily close contest, Franco. I do believe that is his first daily close contest win. Let's hear it in the chat for Franco. Franco's guess 105.986. Bitcoin daily close 106.11 and 13 cents. 106.11 and 13 cents. 106.11 and 13 cents. Congratulations, Franco, on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. It is his first time winning, so be gentle. Franco's guess 105.986 even. Congratulations, my friend, on your victory. I do not believe that you are Canadian, but I am obligated to ask. So, Franco, let me know in the chat if you are Canadian. You are legally obligated to tell me. So, let's see, Giovanni, and there we go. Let me get to the 4-hour time frame. Congratulations, Franco, once again on your victory, ladies and gentlemen. Spam the bananas in the chat. What have I done here? That looks better. Okay, banana spam. Franco, let me press this button. Yay! Very cool. Congratulations, my friend. And incoming bananas. Very cool. Second time winning? Is it? Well, your first time had to have been before 2025 then. Let me actually look. I'm going to add you to the winner's Google Doc. Is it your second time winning? Franco. I cannot type today. Oh my gosh, I can't type even more. Alright, do find. Oh, it is your second time winning. What? You won April 12th? You are correct. My bad. I'm wrong again. All over the place. Only 3 more wins and Franco will make his way to the board. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? Actually, let me transition to the big screen first before I do the drum roll. Very cool. Yes, April 12th or something like that. Whatever I just said. Franco needs mustard corn dog. I do like a good corn dog. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of today's daily close contest with a guess of 105.986 even and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 106.11 and 13 cents on November 10th, 2025. Mr. Franco's prize is a grilled hot dog on a brioche bun. Congratulations, Franco, on your victory. Feel free to slice this bad boy up and divvy it up amongst your fellow competitors, your friends, your family, your child. You can blend it, whatever you want to do, or you can remove the bun and the hot dog and spread the joy that way. You can keep it all to yourself. Whatever you do, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. Enjoy. We do not have condiments, so if you require them, you have to bring your own. All right. I cannot get my browsers like broken right now. What's going on? Driving me crazy. What if I said no mayo goes on that? I'm a little bit lost on the mayo lore. I think I must have missed something, but also I do have the goldfish memory thing, so forgive me if I am actually forgetting something. Let's see. What if I said Franco needs mustard corn dog? Franco said, geez, April. Reese said, yeah, you were the one we killed. Get better. Who? What did I miss? Must have missed something. Philly said Franco's prize, a big dick on a bun. J Shear, hiya doodle. Waterfly said, cheers, Jay. J Shear 2.0 said, come on, Waterfly. All right. Congratulations once again, Franco. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, I see 0 banana spam besides J-Shear 2.0. Maybe there's a reason why J-Shear 2.0 was the first ever winner of our proper monetary prize. I'm just saying. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Let me look at silver. Silver got very pumpy today. Exciting stuff. I don't want to call everything an inverse head and shoulder, but it does have that vibe. It's got a strong arm from Scary Movie vibe. And there's even a baby inverse head and shoulder inside of the big one. I don't know what that means. A little bit of inbred head and shoulder. That's the special, like, southern version. Inbred head and shoulder. I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. So silver looks great. I don't remember what my target was for that, though. What was the target? I guess probably 52. I think 52 was my target. So I'm going to put that on here just for fun. 52. I'm going to put JJ's target before something happens. But what? Whoa. Okay. And then gold. Gold also got very interesting today. A nice breakout. So we did have this upper trend line resistance on gold. Let me zoom in a little bit here. We got our M. I guess technically speaking, we did get a big fat W, but it's not doing the MW thing. So I'm just going to ignore that. That is also what this semi-transparent one here is, in case you guys were wondering. But we got like this, I don't know, it's called like a bullish trumpet pattern or some junk. Who knows? But we are outlining specifically the bullish div that we had from back here. And that, I guess, technically did come into play. Regardless, we got our little janky inverse head and shoulders situation. Our neckline, we broke above that, retested, confirmed support, and then continued to the upside. Nothing but green candles after that. It looks really good. 41.17 at the moment. I do believe our target has hit already. Yeah, I mean, you could go up to 41.60, I suppose. But gold is kind of an unstoppable beast, so I don't think that the laws of the inverse head and shoulder are really to be applied here. I don't think it cares. But it looks good. I think it's bullish for everything to pump, so we're good with that. Besides the DXY. DXY needs to go down. We are getting a little lingering on 99.5, which is totally fine. Are we going to continue up from here? Who knows? I feel like every time it gets above 100, everything gets really bleak in the market. So, who knows? Maybe everything could pump for forever, and then everybody will be happy. Strategy, or Big B Coffee, whatever you call it, based on the logo. 239.72. Not a whole lot going on here. Again, I guess people are scooping it up. There was allegedly a very famous, somebody who's very famous for like shorting. They were shorting strategy, and they just recently closed their short, and they said that it's no longer overvalued. So there's bullish potential there. That does not mean that it's just going to go up. It's not like he closed his short and opened up a long and like was like, I'm a long guy now. He's just a short guy that stopped shorting. You know, the risk reward wasn't worth it for him anymore. Which I guess there's a little silver lining there. Are we going to go up from here? Who knows? NASDAQ continuing to be green. Very nice. 25,644.3. Looking good. S&P also up 1.54 on the day. Looking good. 68.32. How far away are we from a new all-time high? Less than 2%. Very cool. Bitcoin dominance 59.92. We did close below 60, which is awesome. Can we just pop to the downside and get a nice pump for altcoins? I hope so. Congratulations once again on your victory, Franco. Enjoy your hot dog on your brioche bun. All right. News articles. I'm kind of excited for news articles today, just as much as I was yesterday. Senate reaches a deal to end U.S. government shutdown, according to Politico. President Trump says we are getting close to the U.S. government shutdown ending. You'll know very soon. That was 23 hours ago. Senate advances bill to end U.S. government shutdown. Bank of England to limit stablecoin holdings to 20,000 euros. Michael Saylor's strategy bought 487 Bitcoin worth $49.9 million today. Very cool. Thank you, Michael Saylor. China says it looks forward to the United States continuing cooperation. That's a weird thing to say, but okay. USDT issuer Tether. I like how they have to specify that. Like, is there going to be a different issuer of USDT in the future? Like, why do they have to tell us that specifically? Because I feel like that's something that we know. Tether to spend $100 million in advertising on Rumble. Very exciting. I've streamed on Rumble before. I have not continued to, for no reason other than the fact that the plugin that I was using on OBS was like a little buggy, so I just uninstalled it. For all I know, I might have a huge following there. I actually haven't looked. I doubt it. I probably have like 2 views globally, but it might be worth looking into. I've heard good things. President Trump says our massive tariff revenue will be used to substantially pay down national debt. Very exciting stuff. Vivek Ramaswamy's Strive buys 1,567 Bitcoin worth $162 million. Fed Governor Stephen Moran calls for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates by 50 basis points in December. That's going to be crazy if that happens. Odds of U.S. government shutdown ending this week rise to 84% on Polymarket. Very cool. U.S. Treasury and IRS issue new guidance granting crypto ETPs a clear path to stake digital assets and share staking rewards. President Trump says he is closer to finalizing a new trade deal with India. President Trump says it would be an economic disaster if Supreme Court rules against tariffs. I actually agree with that. I'm still of this mindset that they're kind of meddling at this point. It's been a year. It has pretty much been a whole ass year. Leave it be. If you want to outlaw tariffs, outlaw them for the next president. You know, let the guy do his thing. It's ridiculous now. They come in months later, 8, 9, 10 months later. They're like, wait a second. I don't much care for this tariff thing. It seems like such a waste. It's just like causing waves where they don't need to be made. President Trump says inflation will reach 1.5% pretty soon. Okay. $1 trillion added to the U.S. stock market today. Very exciting. U.S. Senate Ag Committee releases crypto market structure draft bill. I don't know what that entails, but I do like that it says a bill on the top of it, just in case you were confused. Billy said, JJ, can you do TA and Arrow, but can you use the daily chart? Yes, I absolutely can, Billy. Arrow TA on the daily. So right out the gate, I see you got a little Adam Eve situation, or you could call it the inverse head and shoulder, triple bottom, whatever you want to call it. You broke bullish out of that, and you're back above. I guess my biggest thing on the daily specifically is going to be this purple trend line. This purple trend line, which I will make yellow just for ease of visibility. You broke back above that. You were trading above it for forever. You broke below it. Resistance, resistance, broke above it. Possibly going to come back down for support. You don't have to, though. But you are trading above that. As long as you are trading above that, number go up. And I don't know. What do I... There's not much more to go off of. Getting above $1 is a big deal. Getting above $1.50 is going to be an even bigger deal because that was the latest resistance here. What? That's crazy. That was literally my first target was $1.50, and we perfectly hit that and then retraced. So I suppose I would be looking for an upside target of $1.50. If you do retrace, I would expect the dollar to hold if you end up losing your yellow trend line, but the yellow trend line should hold, which would put you above $1. That's about $1.06. That's about as TA as I can get. Keep an eye on your RSI. You are not overbought yet, and you're trading above the moving average. You got a green dot on your momentum wave, so upside potential is still there, but you do got a wick and resistance at your $1.23. So get above that next. All right, 4-hour Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently trading at 105. 883 and 65 cents. Congratulations, Franco, once again on your victory. Enjoy your brioche bun grilled hot dog. Where was I? Senate on track to pass bill to end U.S. government shutdown tonight. Very exciting. Marty Party posted stablecoin mint 2 minutes ago. Tether issues 1 billion USDT. Stablecoin mint Moran cycle current standards. Tether issues 1 billion tranches of USDT on Ethereum. Tether issues 100 million tranches of USDT on Solana. Circle issues 100 million tranches. I don't know what tranches means. Of USDC on Ethereum. Circle issues 250 million of USDC on Solana. Monitoring this for changes. Interesting. Stablecoin mint 6 minutes ago. This was 2 hours ago. Circle mints 100 million on Ethereum. Interesting. Very interesting. That's crazy because he posted 6 hours ago that was going to happen, and that happened 4 hours later. That's so interesting. The U.S. Senate votes 60-40 to advance the bill in a major breakthrough to end U.S. government shutdown. That was posted 20 hours ago. This one cracks me up. President Trump pardons Rudy Giuliani. That one I thought was kind of cute. Gold futures extended gains to over $100 per ounce on the day as the U.S. government nears a deal to reopen. $40 trillion in U.S. debt is on the way. Very exciting stuff. I love U.S. debt. Kobayashi later also posted borrowing to fund AI data centers is exploding. If you guys have not yet invested in data centers, not financial advice, I would at least recommend looking into it. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, the stocks channel in the Discord is probably the most valuable channel there. We called Applied Digital. I called Indivior. Flexa called AMD. There's just too many good calls. Everyone, I think there was a bunch of nuclear stocks that a bunch of other people called. Highly recommend you at least check it out. Obviously, don't just take everything there at face value. Do your own research and, come up with your own investments based on that information. But there's good info in there. I promise. President Trump tells air traffic controllers to get back to work now and says he will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for air traffic controllers who didn't take any time off. I thought that was kind of funny. President Trump says all leftover money from his $2,000 tariff dividend stimulus check will be used to pay down national debt. So it does seem like he has his heart set on this $2,000 check. Now, if you guys remember, he tried to give us $2,000 before. Something happened. He couldn't. He only gave us like $600 or something. And then the Biden administration took over, and the Biden administration kind of used that to like jab back at the Trump admin, and they were like, we're going to make your $2,000 whole. And they gave us $1,400 checks. So this, in my opinion, is Trump's way of getting us our $2,000 check that he initially promised us way, way back then. So, I don't know. It's free money, man. Free money's free money. Everyone's like, oh, it's inflationary, whatever. It's going to be inflationary regardless. If you complain about it being inflationary, putting it in the hands of the people is, in my opinion, because it goes in my hands as well, a little more beneficial than it going wherever else, because I don't give a crap about whatever else. They're going to continue to spend money. Our deficit's going to continue to increase. Money doesn't matter. It's all imaginary. So if I can get some of that imaginary money in my pocket for free back from the government that I've been paying for, probably 2 decades, I will gladly take it with a smile on my face. If you have a problem with that, I don't really care. Yeah, I'll take your check as well. President Trump, hope I read that already. The U.S. government shutdown is now expected to end on Thursday, per Polymarket. The longest shutdown in U.S. history is about to end. And then we're going to have another one in January. Hiring expectations are falling in the Chicago area. The index of hiring expectations in the 7th Federal Reserve District dropped to minus 40 points in October, the lowest since 2020. That was when the U.S. economy completely shut down and the unemployment rate spiked to 14.8%. The 7th District covers parts of Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Excluding 2020, this marks the lowest reading on record since the survey began in 2013. Hiring expectations have declined 41 points in just 2 months. Meanwhile, the index of current hiring remains near its lowest in 5 years and has been negative for 3 years. Hiring momentum is collapsing. Hiring expectations over the next year tumble. Interesting. I'm telling you guys, AI. They're going to have to put restrictions on AI and hiring. President Trump says tariffs payback numbers would exceed 2 trillion if the Supreme Court rules his tariffs are illegal. Yeah, that would be crazy. President Trump says he is close to reaching a trade deal with India. Trump says the deal is different than the one we had in the past. I would hope so. Nvidia closes the day 5.8% higher in its biggest daily gain since April 2025. CryptoFace posted things are going to get crazy this week, especially today, in like 10 minutes. Whoa. Latest institutions are restarting Ether. I don't know what Ether is. Accumulation, fueled by hopes that the U.S. government shutdown will soon end alongside renewed ETF optimism. Will this push ETH back to new all-time highs? I hope so. That's what they're accumulating, by the way, ETH or Ethereum. Ether is a dumb word that I don't know why people continue to use. It's like the people that used to say Bitcoins, like plural. How many Bitcoins do you have? Well, I don't have any Bitcoins. That's not a thing. XRP jumps 12% as a Senate deal to end the shutdown lifts risk appetite. Appetite for risk is through the roof, guys. DTCC now shows 11 XRP ETF tickers in active pre-launch. Very cool. Zcash surged 1,500% in 2 months, touching $750, its highest since January 2018. Now, weekly RSI is 94, a record, flagging risk of 60% correction. Interesting. Okay, so here's my plan. I want to just start looking up all of these dino coins. Tom Selexcoat said, yo, what's going on, Tom Selexcoat? Appreciate you for stopping by. Happy Monday, my friend. I want to start just researching these dino coins that were really popular last bull market and the bull market prior, and just put like 10, 20 bucks into them. I think Yearn Finance is a big one because that one was like $80,000 once upon a time. I would like to look into it because I feel like I remember them inflating their supply. Number 197. Yeah, it's $5,000 right now. Yeah, this thing went up to 80, 90 grand. That's so crazy. In May of 2021. Regardless, even if it just goes to like 40, that's a 10x. So, I think it'd be worth playing around with. Tom Selexcoat said, LOL, dude, the currency of Ethereum is Ether. Like, that's what it's actually called. I know, it drives me crazy. I'm not going to call it that. I refuse. I think it's a stupid, ugly, dumb word. It's also like a chemical that people use as a drug, so that's just me. I've never actually, like, I've only ever heard it called Ether by, like, the news places that, like, kind of don't really know what they're talking about. Like, you know that they're not in the trenches. They, like, went to school for journalism, and then they got a job at Cointelegraph, and then they're like, Ether, because they Googled, they're like, what is Ethereum's currency called? And Google AI was like, Ethereum's currency is commonly referred to as ethers. And they're like, oh, ether. It's not, nobody, I've never met anybody that's like, dude, I'm loading up on ether. Nobody says that. It's so annoying. It drives me crazy. Opinion. Tether holds $181 billion in assets, and high rates turned Tether's treasury reserves into $10 billion plus profit. Critics say Tether now runs more like a central bank than a crypto issuer. Interesting. Strategy added another 487 Bitcoin this week, worth about $50 million. Its total Bitcoin holdings now exceed $67 billion in value. Very cool. Insight, December often sees a late month Santa rally, access major markets. I wasn't going to read this article. I actually just say this because they pointed out the Santa rally, so we do have to keep that in mind. It's going to be exciting if that does happen. Crypto VC stays cautious in Q4 with fewer marquee deals and smaller checks. Bitcoin projects increasingly bootstrapped through community rather than VC. Interesting. Okay. I kind of like that. I feel like that's better when the community pays for funding versus VC, because then technically the community becomes the venture capitalist. So plus more organic growth over time. Bitcoin back above 106,000 as shutdown deal takes shape. A clean break from 112K could trigger a short squeeze. Franco said, LOL Ether. By the way, JJ, this is exactly how I feel about dislocated knee. Remember that argument? I think so. I vaguely do remember it. Dislocated knee. Yeah. Yes. Actually, I do. It is the same exact thing, Franco. It is 1000% the same exact thing. Like the hacks. Whenever anyone gets hacked, they're like, so-and-so's bridge gets hacked. And it's not a hack, it's an exploit. It wasn't some white hat, black hat plugging in something inside the database. Like they physically infiltrated the database, plugged in malicious software, and like rootkit installed on like the main drive. They didn't do anything like that. They clicked a button or something was poorly designed somewhere that caused someone to click buttons in a certain sequence that resulted in them receiving a big chunk of money from the platform. That is not a hack, that is an exploit. There's no hacker. There are people exploiting poorly written code. A hacker implies a broken window or a busted down door. An exploit, the door opened because the guy twisted the handle a certain way, or the window fell out and the guy happened to be walking by. It's a completely different scenario. There's breaking and entering, and then there's somebody just walking in because your door's unlocked. Yeah, dislocated knee exists, but no one says that. They say torn ACL. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it drives me crazy. Bitcoin, did I read this? I don't think I read this. Rumble will acquire crypto miner Northern Data in a $767 million stock deal. I wonder if they're do they accept cryptocurrency yet? This move follows Tether's $775 million investment and joint AI venture with both firms. Interesting. Interesting. So there's like a merger almost. Update. Bitcoin's double bottom pushes price towards 110K after a bullish weekly close. Resistance sits near 111K, but a CME gap around 104K could cause a brief pullback. Interesting. All right, excuse me. I have to send my fiance some money. Ugh. This is cheaper than using the credit card. Okay. And taking forever. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Happy Monday, guys. Cheers. I got a coffee way too late in the evening last night. I was freaking wired. No joke, I'm pretty sure I stayed up till like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I think I was wired all throughout my sleep because I woke up at like 9:30 for some reason. I got like 3 hours of sleep. And I remember I didn't even wake up normal. I was like sleeping and then I went like, and I was awake. I like sat up like a movie. It was crazy. Tom Selleck's Goat said send her some Ether and she can convert to USD. That would be a drug deal, Tom Selleck's Goat. Ether is a drug. Update. Base just processed 15.4 million transactions on November 9th, a new record. Coinbase's L2 is quietly becoming one of the busiest blockchains out there. Very cool. I mean, that's no surprise, honestly. My bull bear indicator flips green again, according to Stock Money Lizards. If November close is green, expect a huge pump. What is this on the monthly? Okay, this is on the monthly chart. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that'll be sick. And then we got the Senate has officially released a bipartisan crypto market structure draft. This is a huge move towards a clear legal framework for Bitcoin and crypto trading in the U.S. The big impact: if Bitcoin and major crypto assets fall under CFTC oversight, they are treated as commodities, not securities, which means cleaner rules, easier exchange access, more institutional capital, and real market structure. This is the kind of regulatory clarity that precedes large, long-duration inflows. That is from CryptoZaros, aka George, who we all are. Bitcoin Archive posted, new retail is selling Bitcoin while large investors are buying. Stop feeding the whales. I mean, it's a pretty funny metric. Bitcoin retail and large investor holdings. Retail is this purpley blue. Large investor is like this burgundy purple. Burgundy pink, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and then the price is the white. So large investors are kind of coupled with the price, while retail has dumped a considerable amount of Bitcoin, which is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and then people are going to be like, they're rotating money from the hands of the poor into the rich. Who's they? you pressed the sell button. What are you talking about? LEO Trades posted, this is what happened to altcoins the last time stimulus checks went out. Others outperformed Bitcoin dramatically. Almost immediately will history repeat. Altcoin performance 2020 to 2021. Second stimulus check. First, we got a big fat green uptrend. Second, we got a ginormous green uptrend. I believe the term for that is number go up. This is a $600 one. This is $1,400. So combine those two. Combine those two, and you get one gigantic green candle on the higher time frame. And last but not least, we got Yoda coming in with altcoins can finally pump, ending the year. Total 3 is forming a huge bullish ascending triangle. If broken, alts will pump. Yes, I agree. Very cool, exciting stuff. Total 3 is actually looking pretty dang good. So we have a fractal on this. I am the self-proclaimed fractal farquad. Not self-proclaimed. You guys actually called me the fractal farquad first. I didn't just name myself that. That would be weird. And the fractal looks pretty dang good. If I do say so myself. It looks like weirdly good. We did decouple for a brief moment right here. And that quickly was corrected. So I guess we could see a little retrace. And then a grind up. And then towards the end of the month, we get the explosion. Leading into, I don't know, stimulus checks or just a Santa rally. Who knows? What's going on here? There we go. Okay, 4-hour time frame. Let's see. JShear 2.0 said to pick up some BitTorrent and forget about it. Dude, I remember buying BitTorrent. I loaded up on BitTorrent and StormX. And that's actually one of my favorite stories, dude. StormX started underperforming so bad. And the CEO was like posting like dumb crap on Twitter all day. And I like got underneath one of his, I kept replying and I was like, why don't you focus more on your project and like less on like, because he was like doing all these extravagant things. I'm like, you need to like relax on the vacations and contribute to your project. And he was like, if you don't like it, go buy Dogecoin. And no joke, 2 days later, Elon tweeted about Doge for the first time and it exploded. I didn't buy any, but he didn't know that. So I screenshotted the chart and I went and I replied to him and I was like, thanks for the advice. It was pretty funny. That's probably one of my favorite W's from last bull market as far as stupid internet beefs go. It's very satisfying. My little petty like teenager brain was very happy about that. Tom Selkscoat said, I believe the stimmies are a thing when checks in mail. Trump likes to talk and not follow through. I don't know when he says he's going to give people money. Like, this is like the 5th or 6th time he's brought it up. This is the first time he's straight up said he's going to send people checks. So, I don't know. I have faith. I enjoy my free money, so, and it's been a while since I've sent it out, so. They got an excuse to trick people into thinking it's not going to be inflationary, regardless of whether or not you think it's going to be inflationary. Donald Trump doesn't care. All right. Portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is down $293, 29.3 cents. Is that correct? I'm pretty confident, yes. We do have 0 assets in the green here. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 54. Aptos is down 46. Preppy is down 37. Shib is down 35. Rent is down 33. Nano is down 32. Doge is down 26. ADA is down 24. Near is down 9. And Sol is down 0.44. Oh, 0.45? No, 0.35. I don't know. Then we've got our Memecoin portfolio. Chewy said, have we checked Arrow yet? We have, actually. We did. Billy wanted us to do daily TA on Arrow, which we did, and it looks great. I'm so bummed about this, dude. I saw it literally earlier. It was like down like 4%, and I was like, dang, that's a killer deal. Right here, during this candle, I was like, I should scoop some up, and I didn't, and then it just popped up so fast. I didn't even have a chance to realize because I was at work. But the daily TA looks great. The yellow trend line was a pretty decent ascending support. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you broke. You got resistance 1, 2, and then you got back above it, And with that, you kind of formed a little Adam Eve thing going on. So you might pull back for a retest, but remember when I perfectly called the $1.50 top on accident? That's the level that we're looking for next. Obviously, we might pull back, retest that ascending trend line. None of this is financial advice, guys. If we do retrace and hold above that 107, 106, 107 level, preferably at the very least stay above $1, I would like to see $1.50 next, which is a 50% increase. But I mean, this thing was up like 12, 13% just yesterday. Look at all these green candles on the daily. You got 13%, 1.17, 11%, 8%. Arrow likes big green candles. Who am I to judge? 4-hour time frame. Also looks equally as good. You got your break above your yellow trend line, retest, confirmation, continuation. Broke above $1.10, which was resistance right here. You broke above $1.15, which should be support now. So we'll see where she takes us. Bitcoin 105,815 and 84 cents. Congratulations, Franco, once again on your victory. Enjoy your grilled hot dog on your brioche bun. Portfolio. Memecoin portfolio currently down 431, 43.1%. None of the assets are green. These are all $200 investments, in case anyone's curious. Starting from the bottom, GigaChad is down 158, SNEK is down 104, Pepe is down 61? Nope, 71? 71. WIF is down 53, Doge is down 47. What's crazy is WIF went up 12% today. Interesting. Or, I'm sorry, that's the past week. That's the past 7 days. And then we've got our narrative portfolio. In case anyone's curious, this portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real-world asset coin, and one gaming coin. And it is absolutely killing it. Currently, we are down 71, which is 14%, 14.2%, something like that. We do have one asset in the green. The rest are in the red. Tau literally single-handedly carrying the entire portfolio, and it's down 15.87% on the week. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is up 66.48% on the week, and it is still the lowest valuation on this entire portfolio. Down 41. VeChain is down 37. Mana is down 15. Pepe is down 12, and Tau is up 32. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know why Tau exploded, but it's very exciting. Then what do we got next? Is that it? Actually, we got the perfect entry portfolio. Last but not least, perfect entry portfolio is currently down 216, which is 21.6%. We got one asset in the green, the rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Avalanche is down 48, Render is down 40, Sui is down 31, Pith is down 31, Graph is down 25, Ondo's down 24, Crow is down 13, ETH is down 8, Sol is down 8, and Link is up 7.9. Very cool. The Graph is actually up 20.29% on the week. Ondo's up 12.27% on the week. Pith is up 14.77. Render's up 23.5. I like that we built these portfolios. It's cool to see. It's gives you a better idea of kind of where people's bags are at. The perfect entry portfolio, I think, is holding up the best because it is, or it was created during all of the big violent dips. Unfortunately, we did not wait long enough, and we could have created one right now, and we would be sitting at a $1,000 portfolio. So that is another lesson in there. Patience is a virtue. But I guess the most resilient aspect of it is the fact that it was built during these crazy downtrends when everyone thought that the market was over and we were going to zero, and that is the reason why it's held up so well. Liquidation heat map is pretty quiet. I really like that there's a big fat yellow cloud to the upside and there's almost nothing to the downside. That's exciting. See how desensitized we are in crypto? I said almost nothing. It's $102 million, but that is technically nothing compared to 126 and 137. And 97, like this gigantic fat cloud. We've become desensitized to large numbers. I remember, I think Tom Lee, his company or whatever, bought like $500 million worth of ETH or something. And I was like, that's such a tiny amount, because we've been watching Sailor buy like billions of dollars every week. And I was like, what am I talking about? Hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars is a ridiculous amount of money. But I've just been seeing people throw on billions, so it kind of meant nothing. It's weird. It's like weird. It's very surreal when you realize that that's happening. Let's go take a look at fear and greed really quick. We are at 26 on the traditional fear and greed. On CoinMarketCaps, we are at 29. Both are in fear, and 31. I'm sorry, this one updated. Interesting. So both are still in fear, and it's kind of quiet. Let's see. Soon? What the heck is soon? Uniswap is up 82% in the last 7 days. Whoa. Filecoin, ICP, Fetch, Near, whatever Starknet is. World Liberties up 30%. Arrow's up 29. Polkadot's up 24. Optimism finally getting some love, up 23. Atom up 20. There was a company after. So Atom is one of the few coins that actually went to zero during the October 10th mass liquidation event. There's a company now, or maybe it's not a company. There's a single entity that now owns 30% of the circulating supply of Cosmos. That's actually insane. It just goes to show you, though, if you're on these exchanges with low liquidity and low volume, you could make a gamble, set a really, really ridiculously low buy order with a couple bucks, and you could literally end up being like a multi-generational holder of an entire ecosystem, essentially. People get lucky, man. Last bull market, Bitcoin was at like 64K. And on Binance US, it dumped down to 8 grand because somebody hit market sell and there were no market buys. So some lucky bastard got a whole $64,000 Bitcoin for $8,000. That's freaking awesome. Patience is a virtue. Jim Derringer, welcome. Long time no see, I feel. According to on-chain metrics, DEX market share of volume has increased by 25% year to date. Seems like centralized exchanges have rubbed large retail the wrong way. Yeah, no surprise there. DEXs, though, are almost just as guilty. I don't know. It's just there's no like one company, but I mean the DEX still gets paid, and there's probably a majority holder behind it. It's all semantics, you know. There's always going to be probably one big entity behind a vast majority of places. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but Hyperliquid specifically, they are also being looked at closely. There's always going to be criticism, constructive or otherwise, for everything. You can never make everybody happy. But I do agree. I'm a DEX person versus a sex person. Not a big fan of sex. All right, guys. I think SPL wants to take a look at XCN. I will take a look at that for you, my friend. That is Onyx coin. Yep. So this one, whoops, bad chart. HTX. This one that we've looked at before. No. KuCoin? Yes, here we go. Okay. So Onyx coin, you got to keep in mind, they print a very, very large quantity of their coins. It is a rewards coin. It's number 159 right now. And they do have random pumps. Jim said, I guess for large scale capital, there's less red tape to pull out of a DEX than a SEX. Also, hey JJ, hope you've been well. I've been great, actually. Hope you've been well as well. Onyx coin. Let's take a look. On the week. Yeah, see, this is my problem. It started off at 17 cents. It is at 0.6 of a cent now. And that is because their supply has been inflated over time, which is totally fine. They're transparent about it, so you do have to keep that in mind. Total right now, you only got 52.33% circulating. They're going to continue to print that other 48%. And it is fully transparent. You can see the chart right here. But it is literally just forever. They continue to print. I think, is it every month? It might be every week. They continue to print and add to it, whether it's the Dow Treasury, the time lock, whatever it is. They're printing, adding to the circulating supply, which is by definition inflation, which makes the price go down. every once in a while, it'll catch a snag and get a really, really nice rip to the upside, but that seems to be a rare occurrence. You want to get lucky, you want to catch this or this, and don't get caught holding the bag. Not financial advice. If they burn a large chunk of the supply, all of this can change. What I'm speaking right now, if they burn 50% of the supply, then what I'm saying is basically completely void. So there's options available. As of right now, though, TA wise on the 4 hour, you got resistance at 72. Having trouble getting above that. Outside of that, your next level you're looking at is like 15. So you're at 68 right now. You would have like some interim support right here at this 6th level. Anything psychological like that, any round number, you're going to have support because it's a round number. People like to buy round numbers, whether or not they admit. It's all like subconscious. Volume got a little spicy right here. Hasn't really done much sense. And it really does die off. It spikes and then it dies off. You got a spike and then it dies off. And this looks very similar to what you keep seeing. And that's that weird like stiletto pattern. I guess only this time it does look like you're getting an actual proper uptrend. So maybe this time is different. Maybe get above 72 and we can talk about some more bullish upside. But the buys have to outpace the printing or the circulating supply being added to. I'm going to call it the unlock because technically they're not printing. But once it's fully circulating, then you won't have any issues. But then there won't be any benefit to holding it either. So you got to keep all these things in mind. You are holding above your moving average on the RSI, which is good. Well, it did just break below it, but we've seen that already. You've seen it here, seen it here. You can get right back above it. But you're trading above it on an uptrend, which is nice. You do have a red dot on your momentum wave on Market Cipher, pointing to the downside after it was overbought, so be careful there. Outside of that, if you do start to retrace, look for 65. That's your midpoint in between 6 and 7. Look for that as a little interim support. Otherwise, 6 should be a nice psychological support level. If you lose that, then you're probably going lower. Jim said, the shell company that owns XCN is managed by the Turkish guy that bought all the NFTs worth thousands of ETH back in 2022. Guess he pumps this junk when he feels bored. He has the ETH to do it. Most of the giant volume is ETH XCN swaps. No surprise. Interesting. Yeah, that's the same way, unfortunately, that they do Memecoins on Solana. And we've watched it. We've actually watched it live. Oh, shoot. Was it Blaze? I think it was Blaze. I always forget. Blaze was one of the ones that blew up. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, go look at Blaze. And I was like, okay. And I was like, this is a scam, guys. And nobody believed me. And look what happened. Look at that. That is a scam. We've watched this happen numerous times. So they get this fake liquidity. Let's say they distribute like 99% of the supply amongst all of their own wallets. They bought it for literally nothing, and then they start trading it amongst themselves via bots, up and down. All they got to do is nobody's selling because they own 99.9% of the supply. They got to do a market sell at whatever this 8234 level, and then boom, price pumps that high. Market buy, and then you make it look organic. Keep doing that, and then you build this beautiful price action. And in between here, this whole time your bot is faking this price action with your own money. You're losing pennies because of the transaction fees, but there's retail. Retail comes in, they're like, oh my gosh, I bought. Oh my gosh, I'm loading up on Blaze. Holy crap, Blaze is going crazy. And there's like thousands of people doing this now. So you got hundreds of thousands of dollars entering this. And then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh. And then you hit market sell on a big fat bag of yours, or all of them. And you just made 100 grand off the backs of retail. Retail lost like a couple $100, maybe a couple grand per person. But you made $100,000 because all of that money went into it without actually any rhyme or reason to the price increasing besides your false inflation. Which, by the way, is exactly what happened with Ohm. And that is why Ohm has not recovered. You guys remember Ohm? You guys remember this? I love referencing this every once in a while. It's such a good chart. Look at this. Bam. And I don't think it was malicious. I just think that it was mismanaged and the people that were behind it got a little too excited. They were like, oh my gosh. What they admitted to doing was they would sell like, let's say here is $1. Let's say it was $1. They would sell it to like Joe Blow, who's got millions of dollars. They would be like, I'll sell you 2 million for 50 cents a piece. So you're already getting 100% return, but you're not allowed to trade it until 12 months from now. And Joe Blow is like, okay, heck yeah, I trust you. I know you. Here's the money. So now they have this technically time-locked $2 million worth of ohm, and they have $2 million to spend, or billions, or however much money. So they started injecting that, which is basically leveraged. They started injecting that into the market, and they got these huge spikes, huge spike, huge spike, huge spike, over and over again. They kept doing that. And then somebody, some dummy who bought like way back here, was like, oh shit, I got like $150 million worth of this shit. And they hit market sell. And the price dropped 90% overnight. And everyone was like, what happened? Nobody knew what happened. And there was just one lucky bastard that made a crap ton of money off the backs of some overzealous founders that didn't know what they were doing, artificially inflating their price. You got to be careful, guys. You always have to be careful of stuff like that. There's easy ways to manipulate the market, especially if you know how to code and how to fake wallets and stuff like that. It's messed up. You have to have like no morals to do so, but unfortunately, majority of the people on the planet, I think, are lacking morals. They don't give a crap if you end up broke. It's your job as an adult investor to not put yourself in a position where that can happen. So, on that note, guys, I'm probably going to love and leave you here. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Happy Monday, and good night. Don't forget to smash the like button.